My name is Jessica Cook, and I'm going to tell you about Harriet Tubman and her impact on the end of slavery. Tubman was born with the name Araminta Ross, and they nicknamed her Minty. She was born in Dorchester County, Maryland. Her parents were Harriet Green and Benjamin Ross. And due to the lack of recording during the 1800s, her birth year still remains unknown to this day. But some sources say that her birth year could be 1820, 1822, or around near that year. As we know, the slaveholders showed no remorse, as we learned in class, and towards the youth in slavery. To the slaveholders, children are known as commodities, which as means of anchoring adult slaves on plantations, which is, commodity says it's children could be used as an advantage or value, so they just saw it as another body in slavery that they could use. Pregnancy was encouraged, as I said. It's just another body in slavery. With Tubman, she kept her faith close to keep as much positivity as she could, and so she kept her family and Christianity close. As she grew older, she worked for several white employers, one job being a basket weaver. If the employer wasn't satisfied to her work, she would be beaten and a lot of violence towards her, and she was damaged. She had brain damage, and sources, the biography by Hume says they named it somnolence, which is when someone can fall asleep briefly during any daily activity. So she suffered from that, and she eventually got married to John Tubman in 1844. And as opposed to a white non-enslaved enslaved women were married quicker than others. Okay, starting with her involvement in Underground Railroad, she got herself out of slavery in 1849, and she joined many anti-slavery movements in the early 1850s. She plays a big, powerful role with her dedication for anti-slavery. And she first joined the anti-slavery movements in Philadelphia with William Scott, who is an African-American anti-slavery activist. Her actions towards anti-slavery, she put her life in a lot of danger to free other people, and that didn't bother her. Nothing stopped her. She had a lot of passion to help others. She saved a fugitive to escape to Canada. So she was walking, and she discovered a wagon outside of a building, and she realized that there was a man upstairs that was he's an indentured servant, and he was about to be enslaved. So she saw the wagon getting ready to pick him up, and she ran to it and realized the man was upstairs, and she got people outside to yell fire for a diversion. And this led to she got him out of there. This led to a lot of violence, but the man actually escaped with her. This quote is pretty powerful. I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. So she just has a lot of heart and soul to help others with her passion for anti-slavery, and she wants to help anyone that she possibly could. The people nicknamed her Moses because of her idyllic role in society. In 1858, she became well-known, and more well-known as a public figure. She became a storyteller in the Northeast, and she talked in churches and she talked and told her stories, and just for inspiration to others and enslaved people or anyone in trouble in hard times. She became basically a celebrity in the 1800s due to her power and passion. She assisted, visited, ministered, and saved many slaves. She settles down in Auburn in 1865, and her true colors came out, showing through overcoming adversity and her power. She made regular trips once or twice a year to deep into slave territory to speak and pass along her stories. And she had an endless dedication and never-ending into anti-slavery. Her legacy, she gained a lot of respect and she still has respect, like as we read in here in our textbooks. And she just overcame so many challenges and accomplished so much through anti-slavery. During the Civil War, she held rare courage, and she totaled up to leading over 300 African American slaves to freedom. And she's also one of the most respected female historical figures of her time in the 1800s.
Any questions for Jessica? Did the tombstone say she died in 1873 or 1912? I couldn't read the figures.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can check.
I was just curious.
Yeah.
The tombstone, the letters were kind of blurry, and I wasn't sure.
Do you want me to go back? If this will... All the dates were really not clear.
Yeah, record keeping has gotten much better since those days. Oh, I don't think we need to start it all over again, just so you can find out.
I'll let you know.
Okay.